political boundaries. So the federal government regulated and funded much of the response through EPA, but towns and the state of Connecticut also spent a lot of money upgrading wastewater treatment plants and improving stormwater management, adding up to billions over the last 30 years. Connecticut Deep and Yukon have been monitoring progress with ships and buoys. And by the way, the people at Connecticut Deep have done a terrific job at that program. Some of these improvements occurred quickly, but only very recently have we seen compelling evidence of reduction in the area of hypoxia as well. It took centuries to create that problem, and I expect at least another decade to fix it. The proposed reduction in funding for the EPA's share of the costs of the Long Island Sound program activities come at an extremely unfortunate time. We must sustain and expand the measurements and scientific analyses to be assured that the plan is working and that increasing coastal population densities don't threaten the progress that we have achieved. The Long Island Sound program also coordinates and focuses the effort from many states, towns, and federal agencies. Weakening it will make a lot of other efforts much less effective. Related programs in the Chesapeake Bay and Great Lakes are also at risk, by the way, and I expect there will be many allies working with us to oppose these proposed cuts. The budget proposal also calls for drastic cuts in other federal programs that contribute to protecting and restoration of Connecticut's environment. The proposal for the Department of Commerce, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, which is part of Department of Commerce, contains sweeping cuts to the program supporting what they call coastal and marine management research and education, including the Connecticut Sea Grant Program, Sea Grant nationally, and the Coastal Management Program and the Integrated Ocean Observation System, which is what we have out in Long Island Sound that supports those programs. In Long Island Sound, they support the buoys that measure winds and waves for the National Weather Service, and sailors, dissolved oxygen sensors, and the surface current mapping system that is relied upon by the Coast Guard for search and rescue and oil spill management. Without these systems, we would not know whether Long Island Sound is warming or how big the waves were during Superstorm Sandy, for example. These programs are central to NOAA's National Ocean Service's preparedness and risk reduction mission. They need to be funded and integrated through nationally coordinated systems to be effective. If we want to preserve and protect the environment in Connecticut and Long Island Sound, ensure that our communities are prepared for the effects of severe weather and climate change in the future, we must sustain these programs in EPA and NOAA to support the nearly $750,000 it costs the University of Connecticut to operate those buoy systems. But you can't do this alone. We work with the Connecticut DEP in partnership, and as has already been stated, the potential cut to EPA could result in up to 40% cut to the grants to the state of Connecticut to support the funding that supports the staff at the Connecticut DEP, who I work with every day at CIRCA. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for having me here today.